people have different kinds of coughs. A dry cough, a cough that keeps you awake, a cough with a stuffed-up nose. And some people have a combination of symptoms. That's why there are 4 different kinds of Robitussin. Each contains an expectorant to help loosen phlegm, one a cough suppressant to quiet coughs, one adds a decongestant to relieve stuffy nose. One combines all these relief actions. 4 different Robitussin cough medicines for different kinds of coughs. Which Robitussin should you take? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
When the Great War ended, barbarians ruled the world. Any who dared oppose them were hunted down like animals. Most had forgotten what it was like to be human. Only a few of us still remembered and had the courage to fight. The world needed heroes, and so we became warriors of the wasteland. Rated R.
Now playing in a flagship theater near you.
It's blue.
It's blue.
It's blue. Blue.
It's beautiful.
Introducing the new General Electric television. When it's off, it's blue. When it's on, it's beautiful. Because the remarkable NeoVision picture tube filters out unwanted moonlight.
It's blue. It's beautiful.
Macon County Live tonight at 11:45.
The verdict is in for Christine Kraft.
Cagney and Lacey go back on the beat.
If they're listening to the people instead of to that number system, I'm delighted.
The Rolling Stones gather more controversy.
Priscilla Presley loves Dallas.
I want to act and I'll do it.
And Gallagher hates vegetables as Entertainment Tonight tries its luck on Friday, the 13th of January, 1984.
Again, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Ron Hendren. A jury in Joplin, Missouri today reached a verdict in former television anchor woman Christine Kraft's fraud suit against Metro Media. Gene Wolfe reports.
Christine Kraft has won again. The 7-woman, 5-man jury in her retrial ruled in her favor and awarded her $225,000 in actual damages and punitive damages of $100,000, far less than her multi-million-dollar request. Donald Giffen, Metro Media's lawyer, told the jury yesterday in his closing arguments that a ruling of fraud would mean they believed that former news director Rich Shannon had lied to Kraft when he hired her to be the co-anchor at KMBC. Apparently, the jury believed and sympathized with Kraft's version of the story, that she was told her looks and her journalistic credentials were what the station wanted, and then, as soon as she started to work, she was subjected to an emphasis on her appearance, and assurances made to her were ignored. Kraft and her attorneys did not hide their smiles as the verdict was announced. Gene Wolfe, Joplin, Missouri, Entertainment Tonight.
In another victory for women in television, Cagney and Lacey, the CBS series about 2 women cops, is back in production by popular demand. Catherine Mann has that story.
Come on back, all the way.
Come on back was the message from the viewers, too, even though this picket line is just part of the plot for the return of Cagney and Lacey to the primetime schedule. The show was canceled due to low ratings last year, and then became an award winner when Time Daily won a Best Actress Emmy. On the first day back on the set, the show stars were happy and grateful.
I've never believed the numbers meant anything anyway, so if they're listening to the people instead of to that number system, I'm delighted. I think it's a statement about democracy at work. It was the American public that brought us back, and their letters, and thank you.
Right now the time slot is uncertain, but CBS is expected to put Cagney and Lacey back on the air sometime in March. Catherine Mann, Entertainment Tonight.
There was a big off-Broadway opening last night in New York, and Lee Leonard was there.
As Coldwater wrote for Kiss Me Kate, another opening, another show. Only this time the setting and the mood are very different than the usual Broadway opening. And that's because this revival of Harold Pinter's Old Times, starring Marsha Mason, Anthony Hopkins, and Jane Alexander, is being produced off-Broadway, not on Broadway. That usually means several things. The theater is smaller. In this case, the production is a limited run, and tickets are always less expensive. A cast like this, people might think, gee, this should be a Broadway show. Why mount it off Broadway?
Oh, God, I'm a little disgusted with Broadway myself, mainly because the ticket prices are so high, and the pressure for an actor is enormous because of the ticket prices, I think.
You have to work just as hard on this play for a limited run as you would for one that would run open-ended. Did that bother you going in?
The point affected was the very fact that it was a limited run that enabled us, all three of us, to be able to do the play at this time. So it was good, you know what I mean, because people have film commitments and things like that, and so you can't always work that out.
Lee Leonard, Entertainment Tonight.
Old Time's got good reviews from the New York Times, the New York Post, and USA Today. The New York Daily News review was mixed.
Now some stories from our ET Newswire. The New York Supreme Court ruled yesterday that a Christian Dior ad using a Jacqueline Kennedy look-alike trampled upon her rights. It was believed to be the first time a court has ruled that the commercial use of a celebrity look-alike actually violated the celebrity's privacy. The Twilight Zone preliminary hearing is in recess until Tuesday. Yesterday, the fire safety official who was on location when a helicopter accident took 3 lives testified he would have shut down production had he known children were involved.
As a representative of the Department of Labor Standards Enforcement, I would have not permitted the children to work, and it would be adhered to, or I'd have to take further means to enforce it.
For the first time ever, the price of television commercials is going over the $1 million a minute mark. A 30-second commercial during the upcoming CBS Super Bowl telecast will cost $525,000. And Chevy Chase was taping a television show in Los Angeles last night before an invited audience of punk rockers. Things seemed to get out of hand, and here's what happened.
Is it true that you, like, Come on.
Come on, man. Go dance. Look, come on over there. What is this? Huh? Come on, take me down, huh?
After that, Chase walked out of the studio without finishing.
I'm bored. Well, I'm bored hearing about you're bored, and that's why I went to all